Alright, hello, welcome. I'm 20 seconds early because we have initial jobless claims coming in at 8:30. My name's Frank, this is No More Paper. This is a stream, a little video log I like to do every day. Mostly for myself. It would be nice to build a small community one day. I will never sell anything. Sell any signals or memberships or anything like that. I want to become a better trader. I don't want to be a marketer or a scumbag, basically, is what. If somebody's trying to sell you a class of information that you can learn for free, they're scumbags. And unless they say explicitly, I don't trade, I don't make money on trading. And there are examples of people like that. Like Jack Schwager. He explicitly states he's not a trader, but he writes about other traders because he's a writer. And he sells you the stories of other traders. But there's just too many fake people out there that pretend to be profitable and say, hey, if you want to be profitable, give me $2,000. That doesn't make sense. If they're profitable, they should be making money hand over fist already. I mean, it's common sense, but people fall for it enough. All right, enough about that. I already lost my power once this morning. So if I lose it again, I will not be returning. It takes a long time to reboot everything. All right, the news has released. Let's check it out. So less jobless claims than last time, but a little bit more than what they thought. Nothing burger. No big deal. All right, let's check the headlines. Ignore all these. They have no idea why there's been a rebound. In fact, I think it's a pretty normal rebound that does not have anything to do with Iran. It has everything to do with how the market works. You just had less people, less strength in sellers after a certain point. And needs to recover. There's probably a good argument that moneymakers are bidding it up to unload their positions again. But of course, I mean, they were saying this back in the 20s and 30s, and you hear it ever since. All of this, all the news, they don't serve you in any way whatsoever. They serve Wall Street. And they're going to tell you, they're going to push all the articles so you can be liquidity for the big players. Now, it's not 100% like that. Of course, there's some things slip through. Some information will make it through, but it's one of the biggest lessons you learn as you get better. I'm not saying I'm getting better. How can you not? Anyway, one of the things you learn is when you see something, when you see something on the charts or see something with volume or price, don't try to verify that with the news article. Just go with what you think. I don't mean go with your gut. Your gut's going to be less than 50 50-50. Well, it's going to be 50-50. Everything's 50-50. All right, what other articles we had? Mark Cuban. Who cares about him? I don't understand. What smart people are saying after... No thanks. Okay, Elon Musk made more in 24 hours than Warren Buffett made in his lifetime. Okay, the way they calculate his wealth is very misleading. He doesn't actually have that money. He has it in stock through worthless companies. I don't get it. He's a master manipulator. I have to give it to him. I don't know if I could do that to people. I mean, there's plenty of people that also get rich off it too. But there's no way SpaceX is going to make as much as Google or Amazon. But I mean, history is already repeating itself. Tesla is one of those stocks that just continues to go up over the long term, despite selling less cars and not growing anymore. And then he's going to come out again and say, full self-driving is here. I guess it is smart of him to realize at some point that, man, there are limitless fools in this world. And I can take advantage of that. See, when I see a fool, I just say, stay away from me. Or, that's too bad. I don't think, how can I fleece him? Then again, maybe that's why I'm not rich. I repeat it again and again, but in the era of free money, low interest rates, and the Fed just keeps printing money, a company does not have to actually make money. They can simply say, look, we have potential, give me money. And it has such effects that it can move down the line and actually provide value, real value for other companies off of that fake value. Perfect example is OpenAI. Not profitable in the least. Even Anthropic, not profitable. None of those companies are profitable. But because they're able to borrow so much money from investors who can just borrow and borrow and borrow from the banks, they're able to give NVIDIA money to build real products. The problem with that is the shit's gonna have to hit the fan at some point. And I know I keep saying it. Don't think for a second that I am all in on shorts. I'm trying my best in learning to become more equal, more what's the word? Neutral with markets. All right, let's take a look at charts. I had another terrible day yesterday. So the last FOMC, I lost a big chunk of money. So I put all these reminders. I have things that pop up on my computer every time I open it, or based on certain times. So I can block out a period of time and say, hey, don't trade during this time because major news event, margin increase, whatever. I did that almost 4 weeks ago for FOMC, 6 weeks ago, I guess it would be. Don't you dare trade FOMC again. Too unpredictable. Don't think you can read it. I put multiple reminders. So guess what I did? I got the pie in the sky. I got the FOMO. I figured, wow, it really dipped pretty much, and it seems to be steady right here. I'm gonna get in with one contract. I'll show you where. Right here. Right around here. It was actually earlier. I got in, well, this is the ES, but I got in around this time on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is pretty correlated to the ES right now. And luckily, I mean, not luckily. Yeah, it is pure luck. I basically just got rid of my stop and said, forget it. I'm going to wait for it to recover. And it did. And as soon as it recovered, I got out and I slapped myself. So what were you thinking? You made the rule. I actually got out with a profit, but it doesn't matter. I didn't get out with a profit because I made a good trade. I got out with a profit because of pure chance. To be honest, and there was another trade. So I have an automated strategy. I spent a long time on it. It's got many different inputs, and it's longer term, much longer term, sometimes longer than what I'm used to. Sometimes it holds for 3-4 months at a time. And so many times I say just follow the signals. Don't mess with it. Don't get scared and get out. Leave it go. Don't touch it. And the times I do that, it makes really good money. But of course, what did I do yesterday? I saw this big red candle, and my entry point was, I'm not lying, at 74.73.25. Now I entered that trade over a week ago when I got signaled to enter again. Now, I don't put stops on that. My only stop is at the end of every day, the signal calculates, is the trade in play, is it not in play? And it works very well in that way. So what do you think I did? I put a stop on it. And I put the stop at break even. Look at where price hit. I swear to you that God has damned me for daring to go against what I swore not to do. By hitting my stop exactly and then turning the other direction. To be honest, I don't know how that happens so often for me. Except to say that I have the worst luck in the world, even though I shouldn't believe in luck or fate or whatever. But it seems to happen all the time. It hits my stop right on then turns around. Now I know that's a self-fulfilling idea, that the more I think that's going to happen, it's going to happen. But it's hard not to, and well, I'm just going to stop thinking it. Alright, so what's happened since? Basically, Kevin Morsch did exact opposite of what I thought he would do. The only thing that might be relatively dovish by him, I'm pretty sure dovish means quantitative easing, cutting rates, and hawkish means raising rates. So he was very hawkish, and the only thing that's slightly dovish is the idea that he doesn't want to forward project anymore. He doesn't want to give his estimates on the future. Like I think they were doing it since 2012, 2011. The Fed's been doing the dot plot where they estimate what they think rates will be based on their own policy in time. And that lets markets be much more predictable. Has it worked? I don't know. But that's what people say. So his claim that he wants to get rid of that for himself, and he despite saying he won't do it, he's probably going to push it on the others. And I think, this is my tinfoil hat, I think that's so he can better take directions from his minders without getting steam, because he can say, I never said I would do da-da-da. I never said I wouldn't cut. So when his boss, Donald Trump, says, listen, I need a cut, he can't say, well, no one can come and say to him, but you told us all that you expected no cuts. That's my speculation on that. I'm always going to think much worse things than it really is. I wonder why. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's setting up, and I don't know. I just don't see a very powerful man who wants cuts, puts a person in power, and then that person in power becomes hawkish. It doesn't check with me. There's something else going on. I'm not going to try to speculate on what that is. Well, I'm not going to try to bet on what that is and have that influence my trading. I just read the charts. Alright, to me it looks like price is still not respecting key areas. If you don't know, FOMC price kind of swings all over the place around that event. I mean, just look at what was that, the previous day's high? No, previous day's low. Yesterday. Swept right through it. We hit it once, that's true. Is that previous day's low? Yes, it is. But to me, the overnight looks like a mess. Kind of established a ceiling here, but then ignored it later. Randomly hit the main pivot point But as you could see early in the night, it drove right through it. So it's like you can't, and not to mention price did not sit here for a little bit. I mean, it hit it directly and went the other way. Now, as an intelligent trader, or a non-risky trader, you should not take this type of trade. How were you to know it just wasn't going to break through again? I don't know, maybe some people can tell that. Certainly, SMI was showing it. Kinda, not really. Now you can get a momentum trade out of that if you're not me, because I'm so used to, I don't know what I'm used to anymore. It honestly feels like it's taking me way too long to get used to Sierra charts. I don't know if it's just the colors are off or it just takes time, but I'm regretting it a bit. Despite how powerful of a software it is, I was just getting used to TradingView. But I kind of hit a wall with customization and alerts. There are alerts. There's so many things with TradingView that are getting worse. It's still great for stocks, but they've done very little to improve it for futures trading or day trading, and then very common things they just change. Like move Pine script for no apparent reason. It doesn't really make it better, it just makes it, now it's on the right of your screen instead of the bottom. And then alerts. So you used to be able to do alerts very quickly on TradingView. You used to be able to put in the message you want, but now you have to do extra clicks to put in that message. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like they're trying to make the mobile platform, or the desktop platform, more like the mobile. So you have two separate things anyway. Their mobile platform's terrible. But I'm also the type of person, I could never see trading on a phone. It would drive me nuts. I don't know how so many people do it. All right, anyway, flat, mostly flat in the overnight. Range bound, I guess you would say, but no clear, very clear boundaries. We'll see what happens. I didn't get a chance this morning because the power went out to mark any key areas really, or to remark, or to get rid of others. That's kind of strange. So this value area right here, it's no longer naked, but 7607. It's multiple times now that has been the value area. So expect that to be major resistance. I don't know where this one came from. Oh, that's very old. I'm getting rid of that. You do have initial balance low. shoot, this isn't where I mark it. I'll mark it later. Heading higher, you have initial balance low, and then I'd say anywhere from 7,600 to 7,612. Lots of resistance in there. Lots of resistance overall up here. Some of these could get deleted, but I'm not going to do that right now. Heading lower, 75.15 still in play. Somewhat. We'll see. Other than that, I don't know. My personal prediction for today is that we head lower. Often a pump higher in the overnight. You get a draw down at the open. Who knows after that? I drew a new range here. Even though, I don't know, I'm going to keep it a new range. Ooh, that is significant. Value area high right here. See, I never got a proper education in volume profile, histogram. I just go off what I see. I think what I need right now is a crash course again. Kind of bring things together. I often end up confusing myself. All right, that's all I got for today. Oh, let's look at the VIX. Was heading higher. Now is flat. Once again, dollar's heading much higher. That's absolutely a sign that we're probably not going to head higher today. Dollar's highest it's been in about a year. It's interesting. Yields are somewhat flat. They're up a little bit. 10 years down. And 30 years down a little bit. So, I don't know. I still think price is going to go down, but I'm not going to I'm not going to get too aggressive. I'm not going to get long term with my trades. I should just hold to a POC or the opposite value area at the most. That's all I got. Good luck. Goodbye.